Let's get to our guests. Let's introduce both our guests on the show. Today we have Gaurav Bisa, who's here to answer all your stock queries, and we also have Hemant Rastagi, who's here to answer all your personal finance queries. Thanks so much, gentlemen, for joining this afternoon. Let's get cracking. The first caller is already standing by. So Asha calls us from Bangalore, and I think she has a query. Hi, Asha.
Hi.
How can we help you, Asha?
I would like to invest rupees of a lakh for a period of 6 months.
Okay. So
just wanted to know the best stocks.
The best stocks. So you're interested in investing into the stock market directly?
Yes.
All right. So let's get Gaurav on this. Get Gaurav into this one first. Gaurav, any particular stock you would advise her to get into for a 6-month horizon? Something that's looking good?
It should be a balanced mix of portfolio. I have been emphasizing earlier also that it should be some part of mid-cap, some part of large-cap stocks. That would give a better returns as compared to only the exposure in only one sector of the segments. So among the large caps, as I've been mentioning, ACC looks good even at these levels. It has not yet moved in terms of, if you compare it with something like Grasim or Ultratech Cement. Among the pharma space, mid-cap space, I would like Wockhardt Pharma, Strides, Arcolab. These have given the breakout, and they are closer to giving another sort of breakout, so they have given a short-term breakout on the verge of giving a last-term breakout.
How much do you think?
These are some of the names. I would wait and watch, Nifty.
How much do you think Wockhardt and Strides can possibly give in terms of returns in the next 6 months?
They have a short-term resistance at 1060, 1065 odd levels, and if that is crossed, you can add another 4 or 5% to the Wockhardt Pharma. That should be the minimum target if it crosses and sustains 1065. As far as Strides Arcolab is concerned, I am also expecting the stock to cross 1000 odd levels in coming days, in coming weeks rather.
Okay. But that's not much of an incremental gain, right? From current levels in the next 6 months, something from different sectors that you would recommend which look good in terms of valuations at this point?
Some of the stocks like metal stocks, they have not risen that much. Hindalco today it is down. If it sustains 160 odd levels, we might see the stock jumping to somewhere around 180, 185. Another is Exide Industries. If it's sustaining 180, 185 levels, it can jump to 225 to 30 levels in 6 months or so. Having said that, the only thing that one should be careful about is in coming 2 months we'll be having a lot of data, a lot of events lined up, and we might see good amount of volatility in the Nifty index. So if Nifty corrects by let's say 2 or 3% at minimum, the mid-cap stocks, they are likely to correct by 5 to 6%, 8% also. That is the reason I'm not going very aggressively on going long in the stocks, because in the longer term also you might get a stop losses triggered, and then again it goes in the upward trajectory. So I would like to wait and watch, because we are closer to the resistance of 8500 in the Nifty.
Okay. Fair enough. All right, Gaurav. Let's get to another caller then. We have Neelam who calls in from Hyderabad. She has some investments in Reliance Capital. Neelam, go ahead.
Hello.
Yes. Hi, Neelam. Go ahead with your query on Reliance Capital.
हेलो.
हाँ जी, बोलिए.
हाँ सर, हमने रिलायंस कैपिटल खरीदा हुआ है. 1 साल तक रुक सकते हैं. कितना तक टारगेट जाएगा?
Okay. Fair enough, Gaurav. That's quite a straightforward question. 1 year horizon on Reliance Capital. The buy price was 307 rupees. What would you recommend in terms of gains from those in the next 1 year?
The stock has already risen from the entry levels. Currently, it is trading in a tight range, in a narrow range. The Bollinger Band is converging, the short-term averages are converging. So right now, it's in no man's land. If it sustains and crosses 511 or 515 on the upper end, then again we'll see another 4 to 5% quick move in the stock. On the other hand, if markets crack, or if the stock corrects below 490 odd levels, then there would be a correction of 2 to 3% or 4% also. So I would recommend booking some amount of profits at these levels, and since the person doesn't mind holding on for the higher targets, I would say somewhere around 560, 580 should be the near-term target levels for the stock.
All right then, Neelam, I hope you listened in to that advice. You bought it at around 307. It doesn't hurt anyone if you could book some profits at current levels, and then maybe if you get a 50-60 point bump up, then in fact you can book all your profits and have a good time. But let's go to our next caller who's standing by. Rupa calls us from Baroda. She has a personal finance query. Hi, Rupa.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Rupa Sharma.
Good afternoon, Rupa. How can we help you this afternoon?
Yes, it's like this. I have invested 20,000 rupees in 2006
Okay.
Reliance Vision Fund.
Okay.
Dividend reinvestment option.
All right.
And it's not appreciating so well
Oh.
as I expected. Now, I want your help. I want you to help me and suggest a good alternative under ATC.
Okay.
And my second query is, suggest a fund, alternative fund under ATC.
Super, Rupa. Let's try to help you up with this one. Hemant, you heard her query. She's not too happy with the fund that she went in within around 2006. She wants to put some more money, and she's focusing on ATC as well to reap the full benefits.
Well, let me begin with the Reliance Vision. Yeah, it's true that the fund was not performing for some time, but I think in the year 2014, the fund has bounced back very nicely. The fund has started performing very well. So my advice would be that if she's looking at a fund which invests predominantly in the large cap, maybe some exposure to mid cap, Reliance Vision continues to be a good bet. As I mentioned, the performance has started improving. So my recommendation would be that she should continue with that. As far as ELSS is concerned, ELSS certainly is one of the options to save taxes under Section 80C. In fact, for someone who wants to save taxes and also benefit from the growth in the equity market, ELSS is the best option because it has a lock-in period of 3 years, and also the fact that any gain that you make from long-term capital gain or dividend is tax-free. In this category, I would recommend two funds. One is Access Long-Term Equity Fund, and the other option is Reliance Tax Saver. You can look at any one of these and invest money.
Piyush calls us from Bangalore, and he has a personal finance query. Hi, Piyush.
Hello.
Hi, Piyush. How can we help you?
Yeah, my name is Piyush, and I wanted to ask, I need a good retirement plan, and I can start with 2 lakhs.
All right, Piyush, you're sounding quite young. Are you starting really early, or what is it?
No, not really.
All right.
How old are you?
I'm 46.
All right, Piyush, you sound like a young guy from college, so that's that's the reason why I asked. But you want to start with 2
lakhs.
With 2 lakhs,
Yeah.
all right. Okay, Hemant, you're someone who's planning quite young, even if it's at around that 45-50 odd mark. In that particular range, he's looking to invest 2 lakhs, and he wants to make a retirement plan. Could you help him out?
Well, considering the fact that, Piyush want to begin investing for retirement planning at the age of 40. So, he has roughly around 18 years to go to build his retirement corpus. So for this kind of time horizon, I would definitely recommend investing in an asset class like equity, because he can get, much higher return from what he will normally get from, debt instruments or a hybrid kind of instrument. And also, he'll also benefit from, compounding. As far as the investment option is concerned, my recommendation would be that he should invest in well-diversified equity fund rather than investing in a pension plan, maybe of an insurance company or even from a mutual fund. The fact that most of these, pension plans have a hybrid kind of portfolio, and for someone like Piyush, who is investing for 18 years, he can actually take a call of investing 100% in equity, especially for this particular goal. He wants to begin with 2 lakh rupees, so I'm recommending 2 funds to him. He can look at ICICI Prudential Focus Blue Chip Fund, which is a pure large cap fund, Reliance Equity Opportunity Fund. Another thing I would like to add for Piyush here is that even though he is beginning with a lump sum, my recommendation would be that if he can set aside some money every month for his retirement planning, he will benefit from averaging over a period of time. And one of the fear that all of us have from equity is volatility, and this is the best way to tackle volatility.
Hemant, just one follow-up, 100% in equity is what I heard you say. Wouldn't you recommend some diversification for risk mitigation?
Well, the thing is that, all of us have different goals, which we want to, fulfill in short term, medium term, and long term. And the way to actually decide on the asset allocation, I agree with you that there has to be, a well-balanced portfolio having exposure to equity and debt. But I think the key factor is which goal are you investing for and what is the time horizon. So typically when you invest for a goal which is short term and medium term, you can invest in debt. But you invest for the long term, you invest in equity. So, overall when you look at your portfolio, you will have the right percentage of debt and equity.
Okay, fair enough, Hemant. So that's a personal finance query coming in, 18 years in terms of a retirement plan to make. But let's get to our next caller then. We have Sugandh Kumar Singh who calls us from New Delhi. He has some investments in SBI. Sugandh, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead. Your query on SBI?
हाँ जी मेरे पास SBI का 107 शेयर है 311.60 पे तो ये 6 month या 1 year के लिए क्या है इसमें?
Okay, 6 months to 1 year is the horizon for Sugandh on SBI. Gaurav, what would you recommend from a 6 months to 1 year horizon, considering that PSU banks have outperformed last year? Do you expect them to continue this year?
Yeah, it is expected. Bank Nifty is also trading at a crucial level of 19,000. That can be the only hindrance in the near term. I would not like to say for the 6 months, but certainly stocks like SBI, PNB and Bank of Baroda, they are looking interesting even at these levels. 300 was the earlier resistance level of SBI. It has been trading comfortably above this level. So I recommend holding on this stock for at least targets of 350, 355 for a time frame of 4 to 6 months with the stop losses at 290. That would be the ideal trade.
All right then, that's view coming in on SBI. Let's go to our next caller who's standing by. Raman calls us from Ludhiana. He has some investments in another PSU stock. It's PNB. Hi Raman.
Hello, good afternoon sir.
Good afternoon Raman. आपका सवाल क्या है?
सर मेरा सवाल ये है कि मेरे पास PNB का स्टॉक है और उसको मैं कितनी देर तक होल्ड कर सकता हूँ?
ऑलराइट सर, आपका टाइम होराइजन लेकिन क्या है? आप 1 महीने के लिए होल्ड कर सकते हैं, आप 2 महीने के लिए?
सर मैं 1 साल के लिए भी कर सकता हूँ.
1 साल के लिए. ऑलराइट. Gaurav, here's an investor. He's absolutely at the break-even mark. He's bought it at 218 bucks. I think it's 220 odd. He can wait in there for a year. And remember, the PSU banking space has been running along. Should he wait in there? Can he make a good amount of money? How much can he make approximately?
The stock has given a clear breakout about 200 odd levels. The volumes have been good so far, but post its breakout, it has been trading in a range from 200 and on the lower side, 225 to 30 on the upper end. It has been trading in a range. Same is the case with SBI. So these large cap PSU banks are clearly trading in a range until unless they break the previous resistance levels. We might see some amount of pressure in the stocks going ahead. That was one of the reasons why in earlier shows also I was emphasizing on taking some positions in private sector banks which have already given a breakout, and these banks are on the verge of giving a breakout. So for a horizon of 1 year, I would say that hold on to this stock. It might give you good returns going ahead. All of these are quality stocks, quality names, and if you are looking for Nifty a target of 15-20% in this year, in 2015, then these are some of the stocks that one should hold on to. Keeping a stop loss at 195, 190, I would say hold on for target of 250, 255.
We have Mangesh Kapoor who writes to us from Mumbai. He's currently invested in HDFC Top 200, HDFC Infra and ICICI Prudential Tech Fund. He wants to know if he should exit them, and if yes, which fund should he switch to? Hemant, over to you.
Well, let me begin by saying that, equity investments are basically long-term commitment. So any subdued performance for a certain period from otherwise quality funds should not be a cause of concern. As we know, every fund has a unique investment strategy and philosophy, and that reflects in the portfolio. Considering that, different sectors and different segments of the market perform differently, the performance of the fund gets impacted. In this particular case, if you look at HDFC equity, yes, it's true that, the fund did not do very well in 2013, but the fund has bounced back very well in 2014. It has a long-term track record. It's almost 20-year track record, and it's like I said, it's a quality portfolio. So my recommendation would be to continue to remain invested in this. As far as HDFC infrastructure is concerned, infrastructure as a pack obviously was not doing very well, but this year again HDFC infrastructure has started performing very well. If you really look at the performance, it's among the top performing fund in that pack. So my recommendation would be that he can continue invested in both these funds.
All right, Mangesh, the advice coming in is stay invested. Maybe the best is yet to come on those funds that you've already got into. But let's get to our final query, I think, of the show. Vishal Mohan calls us from Chandigarh, and he has some investments in Infosys. Hi, Vishal.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Vishal. How can we help you?
Sir, I have 10 stocks of Infosys at the price of 1965.
All right.
And I want to buy almost 40-50 more stocks at the levels of, I think, 2015 or 2020 levels.
Okay.
And I also want to know that what kind of levels can we expect in next 12 months?
All right, next 12 months is your time horizon. Gaurav, he's got into a good stock. He's gotten at around 1965. He wants to buy another 40-50 odd at 2000. He can get it now a tad bit below 2000. Should he buy it? And what's the outlook for Infosys?
The stock has silently inched to the higher levels. Being favored of many, the stock has not seen the kind of volume participation that it has been witnessing in previous quarters. So this time around, it's trading, though it's trading above short-term averages. The ingredients are looking good. Momentum oscillator is also pointing for an up move. The entry level is also around the crucial support levels of 1970, 1975. The stock looks good, but the major factor that would be influencing the stock for at least next couple of weeks would be the announcement of its quarterly results. They'll be coming out very soon. That is going to influence not only the Infosys but the other stocks in the tech space also. Having said that, the stock looks good in the long term and can be looked for target of 2200, 2250 in 6 months or so.
Okay, Gaurav, disclosures?
No personal holdings in the stock discussed today, but it's possible that I may have recommended them to our clients at LKP Securities.
Okay, all right, Gaurav and Hemant, thank you very much for joining in and taking us through all those queries.